it's great to see you. I don't know if you realize this or not. The last time I physically saw you was 2016 at Boots and Hearts. And we
Oh,
were talking about oh gosh, what was it again? I had it written down, and there it is. We were talking about your album Free Soul in a Single War Paint.
wow.
That was the last time I physically saw you.
That is crazy. That was a long time ago.
Long time ago, but the thing I remember most was how you were killing it on stage. And if I and correct me if I'm wrong, were you performing Jackson 5 songs in your sets?
Yeah.
Blew me away. And what I loved about it was because I was standing away from the crowd watching it and literally watching the crowd running to you. You have such a diverse type of show, but at the same time, you know how to bring people together. What is that magic that you have? Where does that come from?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I definitely think that I love singing like cover songs too, and I always try to get creative with them and have a few favorites that I know is just going to kind of appeal to like the whole crowd. And when it comes to playing live, for me, it's all about having fun. And if you're having fun, they're having fun. And so I just like kind of let go and have a blast up there, and then usually it kind of translates to the audience, or hopefully it does.
Well, we got a lot to catch up on, but I want to also go back in your background and things like that too, because even growing up, I mean, you're an amazing country artist, but you don't ignore all the other genres. Like you really sort of grew up on almost everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just growing up in a really musical household and just loved great singers, I would say more than anything. So I loved, you know, Faith Hill and Martina McBride and Shania, and I loved Etta James and Aretha Franklin, and I loved Christina Aguilera and, Shakira. And so just all types of, I think, really like powerhouse singers was like my go-to thing. And there's those people are in every genre. So
Why though country music for you? I've always said, and I'll keep saying it over and over again. Um, Country music is probably one of the best genres in telling stories. Is that was the attraction for you?
for sure. I mean, I grew up in kind of a small town. I grew up riding horses, and at the barn, usually country music is playing. So I think I was just like listening to it a lot and inspired by it. But yeah, it was certainly a storytelling. Like I remember being a kid, and Martina McBride has this song called Broken Wing, and it's about this,
Yeah.
deep story. And I just thought that was the most amazing thing I'd ever heard. And it like brought tears to my eyes and like just seemed to move the audience as well, too, telling a story. And like you said, there's no greater place to do that than country music. And then in the same breath, just being such a fan of songwriting and songwriters and songs. So Nashville was kind of like a place that I was like, oh, okay, if people can like, pay their rent writing songs, that's so cool. So
Now, when you first went to Nashville, what was that like?
it was amazing. It was like this like mythical land, like I said, that people, their jobs were like writing songs every day, and this whole street filled with publishing houses. And every single day, just imagine what songs are being written and big banners of number one songwriters all over the street. So it's a magical place. And I think I went for the first time when I was 17, and I was pretty convinced I was going to move there upon my first visit.
Let's talk about Free Soul. What was that like for you releasing that music and knowing that this was really a big part of representing who you were at that time in 2016?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I think that it was, my first album and a collection of, the songs that I'd written. And some of them are a little cringy now listening back, but like, I mean, there's a few that I wrote at 16 or 17 years old. So it's just cool that I can look back at that and you can really see the whole journey in those songs. And then to the, like, I think War Paint was the last song we put on the record. And so
Yes.
songs like that, when you're like, I really felt like I started to really find out who I was and really come into my own skin at that point. So it's a nostalgic piece of work, that's for sure.
Well, let's talk now then, because here we are. We've got things rolling. Things are going well. None of us would have guessed in a couple of years that a thing called COVID would hit and literally shut down the world. How did it affect your career?
I mean, COVID was a weird time. I think that for me, I was on a show called Songland on
Mhm.
NBC and ended up winning, and it aired like 2 weeks before COVID. So the world shut down. The show happened. The song from the show went on to go on the radio. So I had the song as a songwriter climbing up the charts with Lady A, and I was so excited. And then it was in the midst of this like really weird time. So it was hard. I signed a record deal during COVID as well. I docu-signed it in my apartment by myself. That wasn't how I thought, I was going to sign my first American record deal. So it was good things and hard things. But I think more than anything, with everything stopping, with not being able to play, I went through a bit of an identity crisis and trying to figure out who I was outside of music. And I think that a lot of artists felt the same way. I was like, okay, like if I can't play shows, like what else am I good at? What can I do? And so it was like a soul searching part of my life as well too. And figured out there's a lot of things that I like doing, and I have a lot of value outside of music as well. So I think it was a horrible, horrible time. But we're forced to stop. And I think we all learned a lot in the process.
We definitely did. Let's take a step back, though, because you did mention that series that you're on that you won. How did you get involved with this?
It was so crazy. I think this business it's a lot of things, a lot of hard work, it's a lot of who you know, and it's a lot of luck. And that was, really it. I had been in contact with the casting director for a TV show years prior that never got made. Like it was supposed to be a reality show on NBC, kind of like The Voice, but you would play your original music. And so they reached out to me for that. I go through this whole casting process, and they're like, just kidding, the show's not being made. And I was like, awesome. So I don't hear anything from them for years. And then they're like, we remember you from this other thing. Like, do you have any songs you want to submit for this show called Songland? It's a songwriter competition, whatever. And I was like, okay. And I sent them one song on a Thursday, and they called me that night and they said, your flight's tomorrow and it shoots on Monday. And so it was a whirlwind. I had no idea like what I was getting into. And it was kind of scary at first, but genuinely the most amazing process. It was so unbelievable. It's such a great show, such a great team. Getting to work with Shane, my dream songwriter, collaborator, and writing a song for Lady A was just the craziest, most amazing experience.
So you come out of COVID, things are starting to open up. What were your plans then?
I put out a couple songs like kind of right in the middle of COVID, which kind of sucked because I wasn't able to play them. So it was really like the following years or 2 years after that I was able to play. Like It Didn't was a song that I have that came out during COVID. And I got to play it years after we put it out, and we're like, oh shoot, you guys know the song, that's so cool. So it was just, I think all of us really just wanted to get back on the stage and play. And like I said, taking the time to kind of stop and figure out who I am. And I feel like a lot of changes happened in that time, and I came out of it a better writer and better person, and started writing kind of my best music yet.
That goes right to this new single on two people that I've in the past had a chance to interview separately, which
Wow.
I think is amazing that you would put this together. So I always like to say, let's make this official. What is the name of the new single and what is it all about?
So the song is called Tim and Faith, and it's essentially it's a love song, it's actually a song about a song, which is funny, but it samples Tim and Faith's 1997 song It's Your Love. So I sample the first kind of two melodies off the top of the chorus, and then write about this couple hearing this song and it kind of bringing them back to their love story. And I got to be a part and sing background vocals for a Cole Swindell song last year called Heads Carolina that ended up being a huge hit. And I got to hear obviously the song before it came out, and I remember being so inspired. I'm like, that's so cool that he took this old song and like made it new. Like, what can I want to do something like that too, and like how can I put my own spin on it? And writing kind of a love song or about a couple that hears a song and kind of brings them back to their relationship was inspiring to me. And I was like about to get married, and we've got there's a line in the song too, it's like, it's always me and you, and that was something that my husband and I had in our vows. So there's like all sorts of like good energy around that song. And like I said, it really derived from inspiration from just being a part of that massive song, I would say.
Have they heard the song? Do you know? Have you gotten any feedback from Tim and Faith?
Yeah, so I have been told that Tim has heard the song and he loves it. I have yet to see any evidence of that, which would be great. So we're still working on it. I'm definitely optimistic that I'll be able to get in front of them, and I hope they like it. It's like huge shoes to fill for both, for that song. And really, like I said, it's a song about a song. We're not rewriting that song. We're talking about how much that song meant to us. So I think that I hope that they like it if they haven't heard it already.
I hope you get a chance to meet them because honestly, they're probably two of the nicest people that you will ever meet. So, with a new single, does that mean an EP or an album follows?
Yeah, we've got a lot of great music. So certainly, working towards an album. I think we'll probably put out a few more until we announce that, though.
And I like the way you sort of, just went over, yeah, got married and blah, blah. When did you get married? And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you. I got married 6 months ago, actually, 6 months ago yesterday.
Ah,
So it's been awesome. It's been great. Like I said, it's such I'm in a really great phase of my life and feeling really happy and fulfilled with everything that's happening.
I gotta ask, how did he propose? And was it during COVID or after COVID?
It was after COVID. We
Mhm.
met kind of before. And I mean, I was totally surprised. He took me out to this farm that his friend owns, and we go there and, ride ATVs and stuff like that. So I just thought we were going for like a farm day. I tried to wear sweatpants and he was like, no, don't do that. And really, like the minute we got out of the car, just kind of in this beautiful, pasture, kind of just like did it. And I was totally caught off guard, and it was awesome to be surprised. And he's an amazing person. So it's been great.
He did good. I love it. As we are going closer and closer to the end of 2023, headed to 2024, any plans for the holidays yet?
Yeah, so right now I'm have applied for my green card to stay here, so I can't actually go back to Canada, which kind of sucks. But my family's
Oh,
meeting me in Washington because they live in Vancouver, so we're meeting in like Seattle area. We've got a little cabin, and we're gonna spend it together. So I'm grateful that they're making the trek to visit me as I'm stuck here until it gets approved.
fantastic. And what about tours? Are we going to be doing some more shows?
We've got a few more to kind of close the year off, but we're really thinking 2024 is going to
Yeah.
be a super busy year, hopefully.
And any chance back at Boots and Hearts? So you hoping to be back there?
I hope so. Boots and Hearts doesn't get better than that place, so I would love to play it again. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
And I'd love to do another follow up because, like I said, it's been way too long. Look, congratulations on the new single. Looking forward to all the great music. Congratulations on the new vows being done for being married. As I stumble over all this, but no, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for putting out some great music, and all the best for you in 2024.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.